welcome back to Cooking with Jen. I'm Jen, I've got Shelby, I've got Prince, we're all in the kitchen. Don't know if you can see some of the ingredients we got going on here today. See if you can tell what we're gonna be making. We're gonna be making a cheesecake. So, super delicious, super good, super easy with this recipe. So first I'm gonna start off by making my crust. I'm gonna do a graham cracker crust. So I've got my graham crackers, and I like to buy the graham crackers that are made with honey. Gives it a little extra sweetness, a little extra yumminess. And in my little magic bullet, so I don't have to crush them by hand, it's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna grind them up in here, and I'm gonna mix them. The only thing I am actually gonna mix in my little magic bullet is the graham crackers to get a fine graham crackery crumb. Now again, you can break your pieces up, and all you wanna do is just keep taking it off of that magic bullet, putting it back on to get that fine cracker crumb. And Shelby is gonna read for you the rest of the ingredients you're gonna need for this graham cracker crust.
The ingredients you will be needing for this graham cracker crust is 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/3 cup of butter melted.
All right, so now Shelby is gonna read you the ingredients you need to make the filling.
The ingredients you need for this filling is 4 8-ounces packages cream cheese softened, 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 4 eggs, lemon zest from half a lemon, juice from half a lemon.
Now, one thing she didn't add to the ingredients, which I am actually gonna add, is about half a cup of sour cream. It's gonna give your cheesecake a nice tangy flavor. And I had a little extra sour cream left over, so that's another reason. So if you don't have the sour cream, don't worry. You don't have to add it. And also, if you don't have a blender or a little magic bullet for your graham cracker crust, do it the old-fashioned way. Stick it in a Ziploc bag, take your aggression out, beat those graham crackers. Works the same way. So now we're gonna start our crust first. In my bowl, I'm gonna take my graham crackers, put them in there. Now, I just happen to have a little bit of Oreo crumbs. I just had them on hand for whatever reason. So I'm gonna add that to it. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just gonna add a little bit more flavor, a little chocolatey flavor. And also, quick tip, if you like a chocolate cheesecake, the only difference in these recipes, add about a half a cup of cocoa powder to your mixture, and you got a chocolate cheesecake. I got my butter, melted butter. I'm gonna add it there. And then I'm gonna do my sugar. So I'm gonna add my 3 tablespoons. Now all I'm gonna do for this crust, I'm just gonna stir it up in my bowl. I'm just gonna stir everything together. Now it's mixed good. The only thing I need to do. Now I have a cheesecake pan, a springboard pan, whatever they call them. If you don't have one of these, don't fear, you can still make cheesecake. You can use a baking pan too. Works the same way. All right guys, so in our bowl, we've mixed everything together. Now it's time to get our hands dirty. So in my cheesecake pan, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this crust, I'm gonna put it on there. And all I have to do is just spread it on the bottom. Now, depending on how thick of a crust you like, will depend on how much you add in there. If you want a thinner crust, you like more cheesecake, everything's up to you. Like I said, these are super easy recipes. Once that's done, no need to cook it. I just have to set it aside and get my filling ready. All right, so now that I've got my crust done, and set aside for my filling, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 325 degrees. While that's heating up, I'm gonna mix my filling, and then I can just pop my cheesecake right in the oven and not have to wait for that oven to preheat. So like our spectacular Shelby said with our ingredients, I've got 4 softened packages of cream cheese. And in my mixer, I'm gonna use my mixer this time, I'm gonna add that cream cheese. Now what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna beat my cream cheese and my sugar together before I add my eggs. So here's my vanilla I'm gonna add. And another great substitute for the vanilla extract, which I happen to love, you can also add an almond extract as well for this cheesecake. But remember with the almond, a little goes a long way. That extract flavor, you don't need as much, so maybe just a half a teaspoon of the almond extract. So now we're gonna cream together our cream cheese, sugar, and vanilla. Now when I do my eggs for my cheesecake, I do them one at a time. So I got 4 eggs here. And I crack them in my bowl. They're super easy to add one at a time. There's a reason why I do my eggs in a bowl first, mainly because I'm notorious for getting some eggshells in my mixture. This way, I won't have eggshells in my mixing bowl. Just pour a little at a time. If 2 get in there, no harm, no foul. I just wanted you to watch me dissolve slowly. Now remember I told you about that little extra added sour cream? Well, now we're gonna add that in. Now after I add it in, I'm gonna beat down the sides of my mixture because I wanna make sure all my cream cheese gets all in there mixed up. Beautiful, tasty filling. We're gonna mix it a little bit more. Watch me dissolve. I was gonna add some lemon juice and some lemon zest. So I have a half of lemon, and all I'm gonna do with my zester, I'm just gonna add it right into my mixture. Now remember, when you're zesting any fruit, you don't wanna get the pithy white part. It doesn't give a good flavor. Now I'm gonna have my little juicer here because I don't want any seeds in my mixture, obviously. And we're gonna add the juice of that lemon you just zested in there. It's gonna give it a nice, fresh flavor. So now, once again, we're going to kind of put our mixture in there with our spatula. We're gonna get our sides down and we're gonna mix away. So now that our filling is mixed, there's only one thing left to do. Bake it. So like I said, I always preheat my oven while I'm doing my filling so I don't have to wait for the oven to heat up once I get that filling in because I'm hungry, I want cheesecake, and I want it now. So it's mixed up. All you have to do now is just put it right over your graham cracker crust. So now I've got it in here in my pan. I'm gonna spread it around. Now if you want, you can try that filling to see what it's gonna taste like. Super good. You wanna try, Shelby?
Yes. 10 out of 10. I can't wait to try this again.
Only cooked. So now that I've got it on here, the only thing left to do, pop it in the oven. Now, you're gonna bake it in here for about 55 minutes. So you can go ahead and set your timer for 55 minutes, and then I'll meet you back here. And while this is baking, I'm gonna show you a great strawberry glaze you can make without buying the strawberry glaze. Make it at home. We're gonna put it on top of that cheesecake when it's done. So now it's time for our glaze. So now all we need for this strawberry glaze, super easy, you're gonna take some strawberries. Now, I usually like to use fresh strawberries. Something happened in my grocery store. They were out of strawberries. So I thought, what am I gonna do? So guess what? You can go in the frozen section, frozen fruit section, and you can get cut up strawberries frozen. They flash freeze them. They're still just as good. All you have to do though is let them thaw out. And then what you're gonna add, you're gonna add about 1/4 cup of sugar and about a cup of water. And you're gonna mix it around. That sugar is gonna dissolve and it's going to make a beautiful syrup with those strawberries. I just wanted you to watch me dissolve slowly. And then we're gonna be able to spoon this beautiful topping on top of our cheesecake later when we eat it for dessert. All you gotta do, pop it in the reefer and let it chill out. All right guys, so as you can see, my timer just went off. I'm gonna check my cheesecake. All right, so what you wanna look for in your cheesecake, you want it firm but jiggly, just a little bit. This is a cheesecake, but it doesn't have to be fork ready. Like I said, you want the middle to wiggle. So what I have with my cheesecake, what I'm gonna do now, before I chill it, I'm gonna take a knife and I'm gonna scrape it around the edges. I'll show you. Now all I have to do with a clean knife, you just kind of poke around the edges. Now we're gonna refrigerate it. You're gonna refrigerate this in your pan. You do not wanna take it out of your spring pan until it is cooled. So I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator for about 4 hours, then we should be ready to serve. All right, so it's been about 4 hours. I popped my cheesecake out of the reefer. All you have to do, now you're gonna undo it from your pan, from your spring pan. Super easy. So now all I'm gonna do, we're gonna try a piece of this cheesecake. Don't forget, remember those strawberries? Look at that nice syrup that's going on there. Okay, so we're gonna cut a slice off and we're gonna try it. All right, so we have a slice off. Now remember, we added those Oreo cookie crumbs. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. It's good. I just had some I needed to use up, so I just threw it on in the crust. We're gonna take our fresh strawberry glaze. And since it's nice and juicy, you're gonna wanna pour it right on top. Get some strawberries on there. Look at that, delicious. Now Shelby usually only likes when I make chocolate cheesecake. So I'm gonna let her try this first, the regular cheesecake, because I don't think she's ever had regular, only chocolate. All right, go ahead and try it, see what you think.
10 out of 10. I'm definitely going to eat this again.
Does it compare to the chocolate cheesecake?
Just as good.
All right, guys, so there you have it, a super easy cheesecake to make that apparently is just as good as a chocolate cheesecake with the strawberry glaze. Now remember, you added that lemon and that lemon zest. Even if you don't like lemony things, you can't really taste the lemon, but it gives it a nice, fresh, moist taste. Super good anytime you want it, and super easy. Keep watching these videos because I'm going to show you what to do if you happen to have any extra cheesecake left over. I'm going to show you another dessert with some frozen cheesecake and this strawberry glaze we made. Once again, you're watching Cooking with Jen. I'm Jen. Be kind and subscribe. See you next time.